Namaste, my name is Ramakrishna from Adarsh Palm Retreat, Bangalore, India, and I am speaking to you on the holy day of Navami, 29th of September 2017. It is my pleasure to take you through our annual Bommala Koluvu celebration and display of dolls. As always, we have kept 7 steps this year. The top steps have the gods and their various incarnations. The middle steps have saints and great patriots. And the steps that you see below are about the common man and day to day living. In particular, I would invite your attention to the dolls on display here. These are the Nayanars, who are Shaivites. They were the great Tamil saints between the 5th and the 10th century. And to the right, you can see the Alvars, who were the Vaishnavites, who were also Tamil saints in the same period. And the other display that I would like to draw your attention to is of Tyagaraja along with his entourage. Every year we have a theme of display, and this year our theme is of the Dashavataras, the 10 avatars of Lord Vishnu. The first avatar that you see here is of the Matsya Avatara. This is relating to the first king Manu, whom you see here. And one day, as Manu was performing his morning ablutions, he found in the palms of his hands in the water was a small fish, which asked him to not throw him back into the water and instead to save him. King Manu, being a kind man, agreed, and he put the fish into one vessel. Very quickly it expanded to fill the whole vessel. Then he had to transfer it to a bigger vessel, which also it expanded into, and then he brought it to a pond, and it became as big as the whole pond, which is when that he realized that this was no ordinary fish, but perhaps the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. And sure enough, the Lord manifested himself in front of Manu and told him that very soon, in a few days, there is going to be a great deluge which would completely submerge the earth. And he urged Manu to take a ship and get one species of every species, one representation, and get onto the ship. And as the Lord had predicted, the deluge came, and Manu on the ship was helped by the Lord pulling him towards Himalaya mountains to protect him from the water. And once the water subsided, the fish, which was Lord Vishnu in his incarnation, brought him back again to safety, and that's how mankind, along with various species, was saved. This is the second avatar of Lord Vishnu that you can see here, which is the Kurma avatar, where once when sage Durvasa had come to visit the gods, he presented a garland of flowers to Indra, and Indra passed it on to his elephant Airavata, which carelessly threw it away. Durvasa was enraged and said all the gods would be weakened, as a result of which the gods lost all their strength. So when they went to seek the help of Lord Vishnu, he suggested that there should be a churning of the ocean, and for the churning they also enlisted the help of the Rakshasas, and the Mount Mandara was used along with the serpent Vasuki as the rope. The Rakshasas were on the head end of the snake, while the Devatas were at the tail end. And as the churning continued, the mount slowly started to sink, and Lord Vishnu then came in the form of a turtle to support the mountain. Many fabulous and wonderful things came out of the churning, and at one point during the churning, Amrit or nectar also came out, and then the gods and the demons started fighting over it, which is when again Lord Vishnu came in the form of Mohini and said that Mohini would distribute the nectar to the gods and the Rakshasas, and he asked both of them to stand in separate lines. As the nectar was distributed, it got completely exhausted by the time all the gods were served, and that's how the gods became immortal, while the Rakshasas were left in a weakened state of mind. This is the Kurma avatar. The next avatar that you see here is of the Varaha avatar or the wild boar, and as the story goes, Hiranyaksha stole the Vedas from the gods, and he also took away goddess Earth or Mother Earth and went into the cosmic ocean to the depths of the ocean and hid himself there. The gods were greatly alarmed and sought the help of Lord Vishnu, who then came in the form of the boar, dived into the depths of the ocean to find where Hiranyaksha was. The battle between Hiranyaksha and the Varaha avatar is said to have lasted for 1,000 years, at the end of which Lord Vishnu killed Hiranyaksha and rescued goddess Earth and also retrieved the Vedas and gave them back to the gods. The fourth avatar of Lord Vishnu is of Narasimha, which you can see there in the far corner. Hiranyaksha had a brother called Hiranyakashipu, who was also an extremely strong Rakshasa who was ruling over all the worlds. And he had a son called Prahalada. Prahalada was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu and would continuously keep praying to him. This enraged Hiranyakashipu, who thought he was the master of the whole world. And so, in a fit of rage, he asked Prahalada where Lord Vishnu was. Is he everywhere? And Prahalada replied, yes. And then he pointed to a pillar and asked him if Lord Vishnu was even in the pillar, to which Prahalada said yes. In a fit of rage, to challenge his son, Hiranyakashipu took a mace and shattered the pillar. And lo behold, the wondrous form of Lord Vishnu in the Narasimha avatar emerged out of the pillar. The Narasimha avatar seized Hiranyakashipu and took him to the entrance of the palace, seated him on its lap, and then tore him apart to death with its nails. As the story goes, this was because the gods had granted a boon to Hiranyakashipu that he would be killed with no weapons, and therefore Narasimha avatar used the fingernails for killing Lord Vishnu, for killing Hiranyakashipu. He could be killed neither inside the house nor outside the house, and therefore he was killed at the entrance of the house. He could be killed neither in the day nor in the night, and therefore he was killed at dusk, and he could be killed neither by man nor by animal, and that is the reason why he was killed by the half lion, which is the Narasimha avatar. As time passed, another great Rakshasa, who is Mahabali, became very powerful and he ruled over all the worlds. The gods were once again alarmed at his growing strength and sought the help of Lord Vishnu, who then came in the form of a small boy, the Bommala avatar. And when he came to Mahabali, he asked him for a boon, and Mahabali said he would gladly grant him any boon that he wanted. But the preceptor of Mahabali felt that this boy was no ordinary boy. So even as Mahabali was making an offering of water, the preceptor Shukracharya assumed the form of an insect and blocked the spout of the kamandalam from which he was giving the water to Vamana. And Lord Vishnu quickly realized this, and he took out a straw of grass and poked the spout with it, as a result of which Shukracharya, in the form of an insect, was blinded in his eye, and he realized the futility of stopping the flow of events, and then he emerged with his normal form but with one eye blinded. And therefore Mahabali granted a boon to Vamana, who asked him for 3 steps. And then Vamana assumed his natural full avatar as Lord Vishnu. With one step, he covered the whole of the earth. With the second step, he covered the whole sky. And then asked Mahabali what he should do about the third step. And then Mahabali said that, please take the third step on my head. And that's how he was pushed into the Patala Loka. The sixth avatar is of Parashurama. Parashurama was one of the sons of the holy sage Jamadagni, whom you can see there, and Renuka. They had a magical cow called the Kamadhenu, which you can see there on the left. One day, the powerful king Kartavirya Arjuna, who had 1,000 hands, was hunting in the forest along with the retinue of his soldiers, and very tired and exhausted, they were looking for food and water when they came on to the ashram of Jamadagni and then asked him for some food and water. And Jamadagni, with the magical powers of Kamadhenu, gave them an abundance of food and water, at which point Kartavirya Arjuna was astonished to see that the Kamadhenu was such a magical cow, and then he asked Jamadagni to give the cow to him because he said it is such a wondrous object that it is fit only for a king. Jamadagni refused, and Kartavirya Arjuna was enraged, and he killed Jamadagni, destroyed the ashram, and took away Kamadhenu. Parashurama was away in the forest, and when he returned, to his dismay, he found that the ashram was virtually destroyed and his father was dead. As he looked closer, he saw 21 cuts on his father's body. He came to know that Kartavirya Arjuna was the one who was the perpetrator of this terrible deed. And so he took a battle axe and in a fit of rage, he marched on to the capital city of Kartavirya Arjuna and killed the king. Looking at this, the many sons of Kartavirya Arjuna tried to attack him, but so powerful was Parashurama with his battle axe that he killed all of them. And it is said that he went on to kill 21 tribes of Kshatriyas as a compensation for the 21 cuts that he had seen on his father's body. That is the sixth avatar of the Dashavataras. The next avatar is of Lord Rama, which you can see here. The Ramayana is a complete story in itself, and it has many wondrous scenes, some of which are displayed here. Perhaps one that I can draw your attention to in particular is when Hanuman goes to Lanka and confronts Ravana in his court. That's the wonderful scene that you see portrayed there. The eighth avatar is of Lord Krishna, and you can see the various leelas of Lord Krishna, starting from his birth to Devaki and Vasudeva, and going on to the time when he killed various demons and Rakshasas, and ultimately killed Kamsa, his wicked uncle. These are all other scenes from Krishna Leelas, and this particular scene that you can see here is of the Draupadi Swayamvara, where Arjuna is winning the hand of Draupadi, and Krishna is looking on as the whole event is happening under his guidance. And this scene that you see here is of Rukmini Kalyanam, where Lord Krishna marries Rukmini, and this very elegant scene here is of Krishna and Sudama, his childhood friend. The ninth avatar of Lord Vishnu is that of Buddha, and you can see it depicted here, where Buddha attains enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. The last avatar, which is yet to come, is the Kalki avatar, which you can see here, which is when Lord Vishnu will come in a more technologically advanced form with many wondrous weapons. And that will be when Adharma reaches its peak in the world, and once again, Lord Vishnu will come to its salvation. So, these are the 10 avatars of Lord Vishnu. I hope you enjoyed listening to this and seeing this display as much as we enjoyed putting it together. Thank you very much.